it can take you back to that day you may have lost the love of your life, and it can take you back to the day you got married. It's just, country music is so powerful because of the story, and that's why I love singing country.
Do you write a lot of your own music, or do you have a writer for you?
I do write a lot of my music. In Nashville, you really co-write with each other, and it's been a great experience. I used to just write, it was just me, but now that I'm in Nashville, everybody co-writes, so that's what I've been doing lately. The songs that I am releasing, though, they were not written by me, but they were the first time I heard them. Oh my gosh, like I could have written these songs because I have said everything in these songs, and they spoke to me so much. It's like, don't even worry about the songs I've written. I want to sing these. They were that good. Yeah, they really spoke to me.
That's really good. So, not only are you doing the country, singing and releasing an album, which congratulations. And I know people don't realize how hard that is to even get into that realm. But
it's so hard.
On top of that, you're a bikini fitness champion, right? Are you the reigning champ? Is that how that works?
I am the reigning Miss Bikini Fitness United States.
Somebody's got to come get that belt, right? Are they gunning for you or what?
Don't take it from me.
That's right. So you mentioned you like Rocky. I see that. I got Clubber Lane as my T-shirt here representing Rocky. But one other thing, you said you were a single mom. Why don't you talk about that too? Because a lot of, and I'm not just saying this, to be unsexist or how the reverse of that, saying it's harder for women, but it really is, because women are the ones who are the moms doing this. Dads, it's a little easier for them to be a single dad when you hear about that. Not trying to take that away, but moms have to nurture and care, and to me, it's just another level. And that's a plus for the moms, and nothing against the dads out there. But in the cliche world we live in, if you're a single mom, it's hard, especially all these things.
The thing is, there is a stigma that comes with being a single mom. If you're a single mom, a lot of people look at you like you either did something wrong or you're a failure. And that is extremely hard stigma to get past. Well, why aren't you married? Why are you single? There's a lot of questions that come with it. And then, you step up to the plate and, you're financially helping to take care of your children. You're, there for them, taking them to school and everything. There's so much that goes into being a single mom, and you want to be a role model for them. I think as a woman, like the most important thing to you is like, I have to be a role model. I want to make a difference in their lives and give them something to look up to. I want them to look up to me and say, my mom really works hard, and, I want to see them work hard. And it makes a difference truly in how I want my children to view me. I want them to see somebody who loves God, for one, works hard, and never gives up. And what I've always taught them is, you have to hold on to your dreams. Mm-hmm. Even if something comes in your life, destroys you, takes you down to your breaking point. I don't know what that may be in anyone's life, but I've had a lot of moments like that in my life where I just wanted to give up. And I always remember that quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I have held on to that in those dark moments and just kept saying, if you don't give up, it's the ones that do not give up are the ones who will eventually make it. Because there's a lot of people who end up giving up. Well, if I keep going, if I keep striving, no matter, mentally I'm beat down, physically I'm beat down, you're going to make it eventually. You just cannot give up. And that's what I want to instill in my children is hang on to those dreams. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be unique. You can be different. And that's really how I am. I'm not your typical Southern girl, really. I guess I am a Southern girl, but, they call me Country Barbie because I hunt, I fish, I will get down in the dirt. Did you see that I just noodled a 45-pound catfish?
I saw that. I was going to ask you about that. Like that, you're winning bikini fitness bikini contest, not just a bikini contest, but you were the most fit, and you're putting out a record, and you're catfishing, and you're raising your daughters. that's a lot of stuff. And I think the world forgets that, you know, and you're celebrating that catfish. That's exciting. I mean, I've seen how big that thing was.
You know, I was so excited about it. I hate to see it, but I was just as excited about that catfish as I was when I won that fitness pageant. Because, you know, 45 pounds, because you know, when you noodle, you stick your hand in a hole and you do not know what you're going to pull out. I mean, you don't know if it's going to be 20 pounds, 30 pounds, and you have to physically fight this fish underneath the water. And so you don't really know. You know what? I knew it was a monster, and I'm gonna say I did know it was a monster, but I didn't know how big it was until I started pulling it out, and it was like as tall as I was almost. I was
Wow.
like, oh my gosh, I could not believe this just happened.
So you love fishing, right? You love fishing, hunting.
I love fishing, I love hunting, and I love being in the outdoors. And I will say this, because we're talking about kind of like adversities and things that we go through. I live my life pretty much like every moment is my last. That, you know, life is so short. And I went through a battle with sickness. You know, I had terrible thyroid problems. I had to go through radioactive iodine and everything. I was sick. I could not even hardly get out of the bed. Was passing out things. So I know what it feels like not to live.
Right.
To have to depend on others to take care of you. That is an awful feeling to lose. You know, I felt like I lost everything. You know, you're not independent anymore. You have to depend on other people to take care of you. And my goodness, I said, if I ever get well, if I get through all this, I will live every day that I can and find joy in the small things. I will find joy in living and loving everything that this earth has to offer, and that's getting out in the woods and hunting, if it's with my brother, or going fishing with my friends, because truly I'm just soaking in what this life has to offer, because we are missing out on so much and we don't realize it until we don't have it anymore.
Now, that's very well said. And I think that, you know, you were talking about instilling in your kids. You've got 2 daughters, correct?
Yes.
You know, think about this for the listeners and viewers out there, you know, especially the females. They either are a mom or a daughter. And so they're either being looked up to or they've looked up to someone. And I think it's important that your daughters see that in these dark moments, you didn't quit. In these dark moments, you kept fighting and you're pursuing your dreams, and you want them to be proud of you, and you want them to learn how to do this on their own and not depend on people. You know,
absolutely.
I've got 3 daughters, so I get it. And, you know, I don't want my daughters to have to depend on, you know, just their husband or just somebody else or their parent. Like, it's so important for young ladies in today's world to be independent and understand that they're going to go through dark times, but it can be done. I mean, you can be a mom and several other things and be very successful at it. Happens every day. And you're right, that stigma that comes out
does.
wrong.